Hello, I just got back from seeing Atomic Blonde, and I gotta say, I love this film. I loved it so much. It's one of the best action films I have seen in quite a while. This is a very beautiful film. This is very, very beautiful, and it's brilliantly acted. It stars Charlize Theron. She plays this MI6 agent called Lorraine Broughton, and she is on the hunt for this list that reveals double agents, and it's set in 1989 on the eve of the collapse of the Berlin Wall. And I gotta say that is a great setting. It's got a great depiction of the 80s, is with just by the way it looks and by the soundtrack and just by the costumes and the hairstyles. It's got some excellent camera work and the way the action is shot as well. This got some of the best camera work I've seen for fight scenes I've ever seen, especially this one like 10 minute sequence where I don't where they make it look like one continuous shot. Amazing, it's amazing, and yeah, and there's no cutaways, or at least you can't, or at least if there is one, any you can't actually tell it's there. And yeah, this is just brilliant shot, and the lighting as well. Like not there's a lot of neon lights in a lot of scenes, but even scenes without them, like even like sort of mundane settings, there's brilliant way they lit these sets, or the way they filter the cameras is just brilliant. Like there's a lot of like very cold shots, like the use of like sort of like a white sort of bluish filter they use in like especially in sort of the interrogation scenes, like to symbolize sort of emptiness and coldness, and of course the way the costumes and contrast a lot of these lightings as well. It is just beautiful. I mean, this is probably the most beautiful like action films ever I've seen. Charlize Theron, she is amazing. I love Charlize Theron. She's one of my favorite actresses. I remember when I was a kid, I saw her in Mighty Joe Young, and I had a bit of a rewatch of that recently, and she has not aged at all. She is 41, and she is barely aged. I mean, if anything, she looks better with age. Like she is, this woman is just like in some sort of time warp or something. And yeah, she does a fantastic job. I mean, you can tell she's putting so much effort into this. I mean, the stunt work, like they make it, like I said, they shoot these action scenes so well that you can actually tell it is Charlize Theron, unless unless they somehow, CGI their face onto a stunt double. But I mean, even then, that's still impressive. Yeah, you can tell she's just putting all in this. I've I've heard some reviews criticizing basically her character, that she's not maybe well developed, but I can see what they're saying, but I have to say the fact that we don't know much about her character actually adds to this film in a way, because this is kind of a mystery film. It's got this kind of noir sort of feel to it, and it's kind of got this keeps you questioning like who you should trust. And I think by having her be less developed, you kind of the less you know about her character, the better I feel, because it just makes her motivations and what she does and what she's capable of and what her weaknesses are less predictable. Because her character is kind of like a play on like the femme fatale or sort of character, and I think if we knew too much about her character, it probably won't be as effective. So I think this is one of those cases where I'm okay with not knowing much about the character, just to make her ambiguity. And yeah, actually, it really adds to the mystery as well, because there's a lot of characters in this you do not know who to trust. You don't know what their motivations are, and it just keeps you guessing. Um, so yeah, and this has lots of sequel potential. So if they do make a sequel, there's plenty of chances there to develop a character. Then I say there's been a lot of talk, whether or not there should be a female, James Bond. We don't need it. I'd say make a franchise out of this film. There's so much potential here. We don't need a female James Bond. Lorraine Broughton, this character, she can rival James Bond.